Good day, everyone. Today we will be discussing the Filipino values that can affect the ethical practices and the dilemmas of the business entity. There are a lot of Filipino values, but today we will be discussing the three common Filipino values that can affect the ethical practices and dilemmas of, of the business entity. The first one is the utang na loob or reciprocity. The second, padrino system. And the last but not the least is bahala na. Utang na loob or reciprocity. I have here the quotes. A letter reciprocity goes along the way by Malcolm S. Forbes. Utang na loob is a Filipino culture trait that may mean debt of gratitude and reciprocity. We give to heart the good deeds you receive from someone, especially when we need help. It is, as we say, we are indebted to that person for life. Therefore, we will deem it an utang na loob even if you eat the product and services. So for example, my whole family will say that we have utang na loob to my tito who saved their business from debts. Even if we already paid it from them, and yes, even if the business got paid, we still have the utang na loob from them. That is the culture of Philippine values. Utang na loob can be obligation and responsibility often viewed in terms of reciprocity, utang na loob, or compromise of debts that mean as utang and inner self-free will as na loob. The process begins with an unsolicited gift and continue going often to the next generation. In experience, the utang na loob is returning a favor. Even it's not imposed, people consider it their obligation to return any help. The return of favor is sometimes even most significant than what was received. I was awarded a college scholarship because of the mayor recommendation. Always say that the mayor helped them. Even 2 generations after that, the grandchild of Maria will still vote to the mayor or everyone will the same family name because the utang na loob. The utang na loob can be abused by the powerful to confine the people who compromise principle. It is used to promote corrupt practices in government and in businesses. The second Filipino values are padrino system. Padrino system or patronage in the Philippine culture and politics is a value system where one gains favor, promotion, or political appointment through family affiliation, nepotism, or a friendship cronyism is opposed to one's merit. In business, nepotism is the practice of hiring family member regardless of their qualification. In some cases, a relative of a company executive may be qualified to perform the job for which she is hired. The fact that she is an executive relative gives her an advantage over the other applicant. But when the employee is not qualified to perform the job, then nepotism becomes counterproductive. Your executive staff begins hiring family members because they need jobs. But the family members lack qualification and ability can affect your company productivity. Cronyism is the other side of nepotism. It is the act of hiring friends regardless of the qualification. One of the main problems with cronyism, which you also find in nepotism, is the feeling of entitlement that employee hires under these circumstances feel because they know or are relative to an executive with the company. They feel they deserve raises and promotion that should be reserved for more qualified staff member. This create conflict in the workplace and can result in losing qualified personnel. The last but not the least is bahala na. Bahala na has been loosely translated as come what may. Hence, it is referred to as the Filipino version of fatalism that is leaving everything in the hands of fate o bahala na is an attitude of just letting things happen instead of doing something to make things happen. Is that a genuine bahala na value? Bahala na is a distinct Filipino value system which is rooted primarily in personal alliance system based on religion. U- The use of praise bahala na in the second context somewhat manifests the tendency of Filipino to humbly submit everything to the higher being during two times. The word bahala na is actually a derivative of the word bathala, which referred to the ancient supreme being worshipped by Filipinos during the pre-Spanish period. It can be said that the proper use of this phrase should be in the context of leaving things in the hands of divine being. Simple quote, bahala na can be equivalent of the Islamic term inshallah, which mean God willing or if Allah wills. Filipinos usually say bahala na when they are unable to decide their next course of action or when they have no idea what will happen next. They say this phrase as if all they want is to go with the flow, but not minding what the outcome might be. In business, it can be damage reputation. If it gets to the point where the effect of procrastination affects what when you deliver the customer, you are obviously in trouble and it may cause reputation for tardiness. And also, it can be missed opportunity. If you are in the top of your workload, you will also be a much better position. and you take advantage of new opportunities. And the last, roadblocks or bottlenecks. When you start avoiding things, it can be interrupt the workflow of your business. Then an accumulation of things that haven't been done leads stress for you and frustration for the other member. And that's all. Thank you.